Greetings, Eric Bakker, New Zealand naturopath. Thanks for coming back and checking out my videos. I've got an interesting question here from a lady called Ellie Steele in England, in the UK. And Ellie is saying, as a child I was always sick and took numerous antibiotics. Can it be the cause of my Candida? Well, these are the cases I tend to see all the time in the clinic. Adults, older people who've taken antibiotics, repetitively when they were young. They may have had their tonsils out, they may have had their appendix out, they've had numerous medical procedures, they've been on many kind of drugs, including antihistamines, antibiotics. So I often see a ladder of progression of development of disease with a person over the years, starting with mild treatments and drugs, stronger, and they get sicker and sicker and sicker. I've never really seen a positive outcome of people staying on multiple rounds of antibiotics. I just see these to be devastating drugs that wreck people's lives. I've not seen it in one case, I've not seen it in 100 cases, I've not seen it in 1,000 cases. I've seen it in tens of thousands of cases where antibiotics repetitively given to somebody over a period of many years just slowly ends up destroying their health. So my strong recommendation, if you're watching this, is don't fall into the trap of multiple rounds of antibiotics for the same condition. It is a crazy idea. It's crazy. It just doesn't make sense to me. Antibiotic, anti-life, basically. That's what it means. Bio is life, so anti-life. Why would you want to be taking anti-life to try and get better? That's like going to the casino thinking you're going to make money. You might as well flush it down the toilet, When Tracy and I went to Las Vegas in November, we went there for a raw material expo, and she put $1 on a slot machine. I said, "No, don't do it, don't do it." I got so upset because we lost $1. I couldn't believe it. $1 wasted. What a crazy thing to do. Anyway, how did I get on the slot machines? And I'm talking to about antibiotics. So, if we look at this case again, I think that antibiotics contribute to many different types of conditions, but they're certainly strongly linked with the development of Candida. So I haven't looked at your case to see exactly what the case history is, but my recommendation would be for you to do a stool test and to determine what the level of the beneficial flora in the gut are, because this is the sticking point with a lot of people. They've taken these drugs for a long time, even a long time ago. Sometimes their bowel flora never really returns. So they're in a poor position to understand what's wrong with their body. If you don't really understand what's happening internally, then you're not really going to understand how to correct that internal imbalance. So, the question is, do you have Candida at all, or do you just have a lack of beneficial bacteria? If you've got a lack of beneficial bacteria, which species are knocked out and how low are the counts? That's question A. Question B is there Candida in your body? Can it be cultured? Is there dead yeast? Is there live yeast? And how high is the count if it is live yeast? Third question, bacteria. Do you have a big bacterial imbalance perhaps? Rather than a Candida overgrowth, you could have a bacterial overgrowth, which could be a SIBO, small intestinal bowel problem, or it could be upper GI. It could be a Helicobacter, bacterial infection of the stomach, or it could be lower GI. You can have a bacterial problem affecting the colon. So those are all questions I would ask you if you're saying to me, I've taken these drugs over the years, could it be contributing to my Candida? Do some investigations first and then come back to me and let's have a look at what the test results say. I'm quite happy to do that on a YouTube video for you, if you do that, just to explain that stool test. But I would say there's certainly a link there with if you have got Candida and you've taken antibiotics in the past, particularly what you're saying to me here, it could well be contributing to Candida. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the question.